Hi, it's Kacie+Crisp calling. I'm going live in my cool, um, in my cool, um, oh no, now I lost my page and I don't know what I look like. Oh, this is terrible. Look. Okay. Okay, I'm done. Book tagging friends. End. End of tagging friends. Oh, I'm so good at tech. Okay, great. Yay. Here I am. Cool. Yay, yay, yay. So, here I am in my hotel room in Rome. I'm about to start a 1 week photo class with a National Geographic award-winning photographer, so I'm very excited about that. But what I wanted to talk to, oh, okay, cool. So, Emanuela, do you want to just say hello say I'm saying hello from Rome with a special message um, for Italians and people who live close to Italy. I have some interesting thoughts to you. So, Emmanuel, I can't hear you. If you're talking, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to talk. Um, so, I'm calling on Facebook to remind you guys that on the 19th to the 21st of July, in the castle, will be Gary's Castle, Casalborgone, will be the first 3-day body class ever in the castle. And the castle is a really magical place. We have people coming from South America. We have people coming from the US, from Canada, from the Netherlands, from Romania, from probably other places I don't know about. But what's so interesting is only a couple people from Italy have signed up. So what's with that? And so that's my question. What's going on with Italians? And I'm kind of wondering a little bit if what's going on with Italians is it's like, oh, the castle's so close. I could fly to Torino or Milan for less than €100. And so it's there, it's always going to be there. And so why should I bother to go now? Well, how many of you are facilitators? That's true. You don't have to. You can do it. The castle will be there in 10 years. It's true. But those of you who are facilitators, I know you deal with this all the time. When someone is like, oh, yeah, I really want to do foundation class, but this isn't a good time, I'll do it next year. First of all, that's a reason and a justification. Whenever you say because and you give a reason or a justification, it's just a story. It's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, but just know that it's an excuse that you're making to yourself. And is that really in your best interest? What if you just said, okay, I'm choosing not to do it now? But as a facilitator, when someone says to you, oh, I'll do foundation next year, and maybe they will show up next year, that's cool, but if they take foundation in a year, they miss out for 1 year of all those benefits that they would have gotten if they'd taken foundation now. So, Emanuela, I hope you can talk now. And can you maybe paraphrase, tell people in short what I just said? Is that possible? I'm shutting up so you can say that. This is my second Facebook Live ever, everybody. So if I'm a little bit awkward with it, oh well. Okay. I'm not hearing Manuela. I thought I approved her. No. That's not where I want to go. Okay. So as a facilitator, or as anyone that shares even one tool of access, have you ever offered it to somebody and they don't do it? And it's okay, it doesn't hurt your feelings. But if they would just use that one tool, their life would be greater and more wonderful and more fun than they ever thought possible. Did you ever notice that? So it's the same thing with the body class. I'm just wondering what it would take for more Italians to sign up, honestly, because I know it's going to be so magical. I was at Porta Portesi, the huge flea market in Rome this morning, and I've gone there many times with Gary and watched him buy buy things that eventually ended up in the castle, which was such an amazing experience because you'd be in Portesi, which is like junk, 20th century stuff, wonderful 300-year-old stuff, junk, cheap. I mean, it's just like incredible. And Gary would pick out this thing and that thing and the other thing. And when you were standing there, when I was standing there, I never knew what he was going to do with all of this stuff. And then as I watched him put together the castle, because I was lucky enough to be there, it was so magic how it all came together beautifully. Now, today was the first time I went to Porta Portesi without Gary Douglas, and it was also quite amazing. And as I walked through Porta Portesi, there was still the same mixture of junk and stuff and beautiful, gorgeous stuff that made me wish I had a castle myself. But what was amazing is I just kind of went into the space of, oh, what would Gary like? What would Gary pick for the castle? If Gary were still shopping for the castle, what would he still pick? And as I walked through the aisles of Porta Portesi, the magical stuff turned up. And it's just like all the ugly shit just like fell away. It was like totally gone. And the things that stood out, the things that appeared to me, were the gorgeous things that Gary would pick. Now, as it turned out, I've been in Rome for 48 hours now, and I still don't have my luggage. So my major purchase at the flea market was clothes to wear, because wearing the same clothes since Thursday on Sunday isn't really much fun. And I wash them out in the sink at night, but then they're wet when I put them on in the morning. That is not fun. Not fun. So I found some new clothes, and hopefully I can get Lufthansa to pay for them, and maybe I can't. But I didn't end up buying anything, but I had so much fun being there, tuning into the consciousness of what being involved in the castle had showed me was possible, about beauty, about receiving beauty, about having the beauty in my life, whether I brought it home or not. So I just know how magical the castle is. And I'm going to be in Casalborgone next week, and I'm actually going to talk to the castle in person. I'm going to go to this particular corner of the castle, and I'm going to hug it, and I'm going to say, okay, castle, could you please contribute to creating this class and inviting people to really show up, because I just know how magic it's going to be. So, of course, there is a tool that people can always use. If I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? And if I don't choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? It's such an easy way to choose things. And I know one of the things people say to me after body classes with me is like, oh, I feel so much more connected to my body. And in a way, that's part of what I experienced in being in Porta Portesi today. It was like I could really perceive in my body the things that were beautiful and valuable and gorgeous talking to me through the experience I'm so grateful for of being there with Gary Douglas. Well, what if you could have that same magic? What if by being at the castle and surrounding yourself with all of these beautiful things, you could experience more beauty, create more richness into your life? It's so hard to describe but it's so totally real that being in the castle changes your view of reality forever. And I would say for the better. It gives you an ease of relating to beautiful things, an awareness that, oh, okay, this is fine. I'm in a Best Western. It's fine, but it's not gorgeous. It's not beautiful. It's fine. It's a great location for me. And I know all the time that more is possible. That's what having the privilege of being involved with Casalborgone has offered to me. And that's what I would invite you to share too, because it's wonderful to be in that room. And we'll be in the great hall, this absolutely gorgeous hall with a humongous chandelier, and you'll be lying on half of the class, you'll be lying on the table, and you can like open your eyes and look up, not at an ugly modern ceiling, but this gorgeous trompe l'oeil sculptured hall that my host Emanuela helped restore. And it's music to your soul. Oh yeah, I know you don't have an immortal soul, but it's music to your being to be in such a gorgeous place. And you don't have to stay in the castle. You can stay in B&Bs, which are very affordable. And but being in the castle, you get to experience the Great Hall. You get to experience the entryway. If there's rooms that are not occupied, I'm sure we can see those rooms too. And every single room is different and beautiful in its own way. So what else can I say? What would it take? And what would it take you Italians to, I know I'm not speaking the right language, I'm sorry, but what would it take for you Italians to choose it now instead of waiting? And how much of your life have you waited for, oh, later, 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 later? It will sound strange to you Italians, but I don't really have much of a family. Both my parents, my mother passed away when I was 26, and my father passed away 5 years later. And for me, that was actually a gift, because what it told me is that if you have a possibility of doing something, do it now. And it's that possibility, that sense of, oh, if this is a possibility presented to me, I should choose it. That sense is one of the things that's created everything I have in my life. Lots of people like to follow my travels on my Facebook page. And right now I'm posting about the adventures with Alitalia and my baggage. But people say, wow, you do so much when you're someplace. How do you manage to do all that? And I think what it is that I always have a sense of, oh, I'm here now, make the most of it. What else can I create? What else can I do? What else is possible here now? Not in the future, not next time, not maybe, not in desire, not in la la land. What can I choose here and now? And for me, that's made so many things in my life that have been gifts and adventures possible. I mean, there's such a long list. I stayed in Africa in a mud house and saw fabulous anthropological ceremonies that only occur once every 14 years. I was actually chased by a, quote, devil in Africa, and he slammed the doors on me, pushed me into a cane juice shop, and slammed the doors on me because I wasn't supposed to be taking pictures of him. As a white woman who wasn't initiated into his society, I wasn't supposed to even be seeing him, but I did see him. I broke the rules. But that opportunity was created for me. That possibility was available to me because I realized, oh, how many times in my life am I going to have the possibility to stay in upcountry, unspoiled Africa? And so I saw that that was a possibility and I took it. And that's really how I've lived my life and how I've created the adventures and the fun that I have. And so what if you guys could choose that too? That's what I would like to invite you to. And I think it's really partly about committing to your own life. What would it take for you to commit to your own life and make your choices and the possibility, the infiniteness, the space that your choices can create, what would it take for you to make that a priority to you? Now, in access, usually commitment is a negative word because we think of it as a limitation. But commitment to you and commitment to your life is essential if you're going to have and do and be everything that you could be. So that's my invitation to everyone listening to what would it take for you to commit to your own life? And, what would it take for you to fly business class most of the time and have all the adventures I'm having? Because I really totally believe that if I can do it, you can do it. And I'd like to see you do that. I'd like to see you show up. I'd love to have you join me at the Castle in July 19th through 21st in Casalborgone. Beautiful, magical place. The gardens will be lovely. And what would it take for all of you guys to join me? Now, I'm on Facebook Live. I don't know how to hear anybody else, which is why Emmanuel is not translating because I don't know how to do it. But anyway, this is it. This is my second ever Facebook Live, and I'd like to invite everyone, but especially the Italians, to come join me in Casalborgone. It's about 35 minutes from the Torino airport. It's about an hour and a half from the Milan airport. It's totally easy to get to, really. And once you're there, you don't need a car because you can walk everywhere. And what would it take for you and your body to be there? So I don't know how to do questions on Facebook Live, but if you have some questions, come on my Facebook page, ask me any question. I'll answer anything, I'll say anything. How's it getting better than that? Thank you guys. Bye.